We will now move into the support phase of the hearing. So with that, I'd like to go to Ms. Sewald as our first person in support, please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. For the record, my name is Mary Beth Sewald. It's Sewald. I'm the president and CEO of the biggest chamber of commerce. First and foremost, I want to thank Governor Sisolak, the state treasurer, Conine, the legislature, and GoEd, of course, for their efforts in providing an additional $50 million to Nevada's struggling small employers. Treasurer Conine talked about, and so did Director Brown, talked about businesses who have talked to him with tears in their eyes. I have also seen that many times, members of the biggest chamber and non-members alike who have shared their dire need for funding. And so we are so appreciative that this funding is being made available. Because of COVID, as we know, our state's employers continue to face these unrelenting challenges. Nevada's companies are fragile, and many of them are still struggling to survive because of this pandemic. And too many of them have had absolutely no choice but to close their doors. And so these small employers, they're our neighbors and our friends and our family members, and they're fellow Nevadans. And so with programs like the PETS grant, those give our small businesses a little bit of hope, a lot of hope actually, by providing the resources that they need to survive and recover, and of course preserve those important jobs that are so important for the state of Nevada. And so in the initial launch of the PETS program in 2020, of course, the Vegas Chamber members did benefit from a program like small women-owned employers, like our chairwoman, Gina Bongiovi, and you'll hear from her in just a few moments. Nonprofits, of course, like we talked about already, startups, and then, of course, family-owned businesses. These grants not only help small business employers, but they also help save jobs. And that's what we are focusing on at the biggest chamber. And I know they are at the other chambers across the state as well. And so continuing to support Nevada's small employers is absolutely essential to our economic recovery. I know you all know that. Just want to emphasize that putting Nevadans back to work and diversifying our economy is what is our primary concern at the biggest chamber. And we can't tell you how much we appreciate the support on this particular PETS grant. We just want to thank you for your support of Nevada's small employers. Thank you for supporting them by passing this important piece of legislation. We want to dedicate more resources through this PETS grant program, and we just thank you so much for your support. Thank you very much.
So next we have Ms. Bongiovi, and if I said that incorrectly, I do apologize. In support.
That's all right. Thank you very much. Good evening. For the record, my name is Gina Bongiovi, Bongiovi, and I have the honor of serving as the 2021 chair of the Board of Trustees for the Vegas Chamber. And I would also like to echo everybody's thanking Governor Sisolak for his leadership in making this additional $50 million in funding for the PETS grant program a priority in his State of the State address. And I also appreciate the efforts of the legislature to process this bill in an expedited manner so these funds can get to our small businesses as soon as possible. These dollars are desperately needed to support and bolster struggling businesses in our community, as you've already heard. I personally run a small law firm, and my primary clients are small businesses. So I've witnessed up close the hardships they've endured because of the pandemic. They've had to make so many difficult decisions in the past year, especially as they watch their PPP and EIDL funds run out before additional funds or recovery appeared on the horizon. Every pandemic emergency loan, small business grant, or financial assistance program is helping a small business like mine keep its doors open and keep people employed. Thank you very much for offering hope and throwing us a lifeline in these challenging times. I would like to personally thank GoEd Director Brown and Treasurer Conine for spending their nights and weekends and making those phone calls and for granting even my own business access to this program. So on behalf of our business community, thank you very much for supporting Nevada's small businesses, the job creators, through this legislation.